Sri Ganapathy Sachchidananda Swamiji. Since he was born in the Hindu tradition, Swamiji maintains his Hindu heritage. He worships all the Hindu deities that represent the different cosmic energies in creation, who all abide by the will of the one God eternal.
Swamiji prays with equal fervor with Hindus, Christians, Muslims, Jains, Jews, Sikhs, Buddhists, and those of other faiths. Swamiji urges a Christian to become a more ardent Christian, a Muslim to become a more devout Muslim. He believes that one ought to remain faithful to one's own tradition and set of beliefs. The Dalai Lama visited Swamiji at his ashram in Mysore. So have numerous other leaders of religious and spiritual groups. Swamiji frequently arranges for religious heads from different organizations to come together in his ashram to resolve their differences and to work in harmony towards the common goal of universal welfare. Swamiji has composed a prayer in the Sanskrit language that expresses the universality of his approach. It is chanted every day in all the branches of his ashram all over the world. Here is the original Sanskrit and its meaning.
Shiveti Shauriti Gajananeti Skandeti Deviti Raviti Vayam Archanti Bhaktya Bhuvi Bharatesmin Tamekadevam Sharanam Rajamaha.
Shiva and Vishnu, Ganesh the Omkar, Skanda and Devi, effulgent sun god, all these are your forms without any doubt. I seek refuge in the one and only God.
Yadagnyaya vyomni ravih prabhati Yadagnyaya agnihi dahati prakamam Yadagnyaya vati sadagatischa Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha.
It is by your grace the sun shines upon us. It is by your law the wind blows upon us. It is by your wish the elements exist. I seek refuge in the one and only God.
Jalasvarupam Dahanasvarupam Prithvi Swarupam Nanuvayurupam Vadantiyam va Gaganasvarupam Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha.
You are water, you are fire, you are the earth and air too. You are the space that we all come into. I seek refuge in the one and only God.
Aranya madhye giritunga shringe nadi tate vatha tataka madhye gehantare yorchita eka eva tamekadevam sharanam vrajamaha.
Inside a jungle, on top of a mountain, on the bank of a river, amidst the waters, at my own altar, wherever I pray, I seek refuge in the one and only God.
Ya eva karta bhuvanasya harta samrakshako va kathitah puranah त्रिमूर्ति रूपेण विराजते यः तमेकदेवं शरणं व्रजामः.
You are the doer, you are the destroyer. You are the one who feeds all the three worlds. You are the hero of all the scriptures. I seek refuge in the one and only God.
Alleti namna जिनदेव नाम्ना बुद्धेति नाम्ना च यमाह्वयन्ति वदन्ति यं गाडिति आङ्ग्ललोकाः तमेकदेवं शरणं व्रजामः.
Allah is your name, Buddha is your name, Jesus is your name, Jina is your name. When people call God, you always answer, I seek refuge in the one and only God.
बैबिल्लु मध्येऽथ खुराण मध्ये शास्त्रेषु वेदेषु पुराणवर्गे यत्कीर्तिरेका विरतं सुघुष्टा तमेकदेवं शरणं व्रजामः.
Bible and Quran extol your virtues, Shastras, Puranas, Vedas adore you, all the world's religions describe the one God, I seek refuge in the one and only God.
इगिर्जु मस्जिद सुमन्दिरेषु प्रेयर नमाजर्चन पंक्तिभिर्यम् अर्चन्ति गायन्ति च यद्गुणौघान् तमेकदेवं शरणं व्रजामः.
Service in churches, namaz in masjids, pujas in temples, prayers in synagogues, all praise and worship one God eternal, I seek refuge in the one and only God.
अनन्तनाम्ना परिशोभितो यः अनन्तरूपेण विराजितश्च अनन्तवीर्यादि गुणैः प्रपूर्णः तं सच्चिदानन्द विभुं व्रजामः.
Your names are countless, your forms are infinite, glories unequaled, you're the omnipresent. You're omnipotent, you're omniscient. I seek refuge in Sachchidananda. I seek refuge in Sachchidananda. Swamiji's travels overseas and all over India have increased over the years. Tirelessly, he seeks out those who need his help, regardless of how remote their existence might be. He reaches them somehow through a word, a book, a song, a tune, a picture, or even a dream. He goes to those who cannot go to him. His words and healing sounds are available in most public libraries. His vibrant melodies are often telephone ringtones. Swamiji's commitment to help distraught souls find their purpose in life is changing the lifestyles of thousands of people in every community and country that he visits. Many advanced spiritual seekers receive Swamiji's help and guidance in overcoming hurdles in their path. Ascetics of the highest order solicit Swamiji's help in clearing their doubts. Swamiji often surrounds himself with children with whom he plays and frolics in innocent fun. At the same time, he trains them in yoga, music, and other spiritual disciplines. Swamiji offered worship to the sun god for the welfare of the universe at the remote Tonga island, where the sun's first rays touched the earth at the start of the new millennium on January 1, 2000. Out of the sands at the ocean side, he manifested hundreds of sun yantras that he blessed his devotees with. He has visited almost all the countries in the world, spreading the spiritual message of peace, the oneness of God, and universal brotherhood. He also continues to generate and envelop the world with the healing and spiritually energizing sounds of celestial music in concerts across the globe that draw not hundreds but thousands and tens of thousands of listeners. Many have experienced at these events for the first time in their lives the clear distinction between one's own body, mind, and soul. His humorous yet enlightening discourses and music from the live concerts spread enjoyment and healing benefit not only to those who are physically present at the venue, but to thousands of viewers and listeners worldwide through live webcasting through the internet. Students are experiencing improved focus and memory from singing Swamiji's bhajans and listening to healing music concerts. Many children and adults stay in Swamiji's ashrams, serving Swamiji and selflessly promoting his mission. The benefits enjoyed from one's association with Swamiji are manifold. The chanting of mantras given by Swamiji, singing of Swamiji's bhajans, doing Kriya Yoga practices diligently, and following Swamiji's teachings in daily life have changed personalities quite remarkably. Swamiji's bhajan and prayer CDs are bringing peace, harmony, and healing to countless homes. Swamiji's healing music concerts are curing all kinds of ailments from headaches to brain tumors. Witnessing Swamiji's pujas and receiving the prasadam are providing relief from diseases and difficulties. Transformation of the mind is the greatest miracle, Swamiji says. By virtue of Swamiji's positive influence, the miserly are beginning to share their wealth, the selfish are beginning to show consideration, the wicked are becoming kind, the sick are getting well, the disheartened are getting motivated. Worldliness is giving way to spirituality. Desires, demands, and distress are diminishing. Anger and jealousy are being replaced by acceptance and understanding. Lives are getting enriched with joy and serenity. Swamiji's goodwill, compassion, and loving grace are spreading in all directions like the brilliant rays of the sun reaching the far corners of the earth, touching even the humblest in creation. It has been observed that with continued association with Swamiji, most individuals are becoming nicer and kinder. They are more contented, they are more productive, they are healthier, they are happier, they are more loving and giving. They are at peace with themselves and with the world.
When divinity takes shape as a human being and interacts with us at the human level, it helps us to understand better what divinity means. That is why Datta has taken a human form as Sri Ganapathy Sachchidananda Swamiji. His body appears to be just like ours. He walks and talks like any of us. That puts us at ease and makes us comfortable to be in his presence. But soon we realize that Swamiji does not experience any of the common human ambitions, desires, emotions, attachments, or fears. He has no personal agenda. His needs are few. His level of energy is phenomenal. It is humanly impossible to know and list everything that Swamiji does for the welfare of humanity. His power and scope are beyond the human imagination. He is not subject to the laws of nature. At times, Swamiji appears to suffer from an injury or an illness. Such injuries and illnesses are not Swamiji's, but those that he takes upon himself to suffer in place of his devotees. Swamiji enters into people's consciousness the moment they think of him. He listens to their troubles, whether they are in his physical presence or are thousands of miles away. He clears their doubts and gives guidance through heart-to-heart communication.
When Swamiji is addressing the public, those in the audience receive different messages. Each person receives answers to his or her own personal questions. Swamiji knows everyone's thoughts. He responds to each one at his or her individual level. Many individuals in a large gathering experience a powerful, direct eye contact with Swamiji. It is an awesome, divine experience. Swamiji transmits his divine energy to those who need it through such powerful glances. He frequently materializes healing substances that benefit suffering devotees. Swamiji gives sacred gifts such as orange wristbands containing the healing root of the white arka plant, specific gemstones, or yantras, which are mystic diagrams endowed with protective powers to provide powerful protection from danger. Swamiji is multidimensional. He is a musician, a composer, a linguist, and a poet. He is a doctor, a teacher, a psychiatrist. He is mother, father, friend, and child to his devotees. He is a world traveler, counselor, a cultural ambassador, a spiritual master, and a miracle man. The list is endless. He is childlike, divine, and unpredictable. The scope of his knowledge and the range of his activities boggle the mind. It is, however, very easy to love, trust, and adore him. Peace, love, confidence, and happiness radiate from him. He is not of this world, yet he has chosen to be here with us to communicate, to comfort, and to cajole us back to his ways and his level of understanding. Swamiji teaches and heals through music, speeches, discourses, stories, jokes, and poems. He reaches people through public programs, private house visits, television appearances, radio talks, books, CDs, DVDs, movies, and the monthly magazine Bhaktimala, which means a garland of devotion. It is published in English, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Tamil, Hindi, and German languages. Swamiji teaches through games, contests, and riddles. He interacts with children and adults, the rich and the poor, the scholarly and the illiterate, with equal ease and intimacy. He frequently appears to people even before they have met him in their dreams.
Swamiji takes the time to communicate every single day through personal email messages with each and every individual that supports his multi-varied social, spiritual, and humanitarian projects that are easily affordable. These messages are as varied as his personality, sometimes very solemn and thought-provoking, sometimes surprisingly cute, sometimes inspirational, and at other times breath-stoppingly beautiful, ticklishly funny, and at times awe-inspiring. Swamiji's various facets are stunning and incomprehensible. He appears one moment as the Lord of the universe, clad in fine silks, decked in precious ornaments, adorning a gold throne, with all the forces and treasures in creation at his command. This instills confidence in us that he has the resources to help us surmount any situation, however grave or impossible. The next moment, he appears humbler than the most humble, clad in the simplest attire, comforting the poorest of devotees in their homes. Regardless of appearance and attire, Swamiji's inner core remains the same always, unperturbed, unafraid, unattached, peaceful, calm, compassionate, blissful, and loving without limit. In the year 2004, Sri Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji was officially declared as the successor to Swamiji. He has been receiving training in the ashram since he was 7 years old. He has mastered the Sanskrit language and the ancient scriptures. He gives regular spiritual discourses explaining in simple words the deep spiritual essence contained in the various scriptures. He is loving and compassionate. He is an ascetic who has dedicated his life to the service of humanity as per the directive given by his guru, Sri Swamiji. He assists Swamiji in his global spiritual mission in the Datta tradition.
Jai Guru Datta, Shri Guru Datta.
Jai Guru Datta, Shri Guru Datta.